Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we had to hack some terminals and deal with a ship full of people affected by the Mind Plague. And now, I'm going to keep pointing it out, we're at the results. And it turns out that the supply vessel, now under inquisitorial quarantine, the Order of Obliteration found that I'm untainted, and we've been able to progress. The findings were that all victims were exposed to biochemical substance that triggered the violent behavior, and the substance has been linked to an excommunicated member of the Adeptus Biologis, who was involved in weapons research that was later deemed heretical. All research personnel were terminated under the Edict of Obliteration, with the exception of 2 senior tech priests, one being our target. Oh boy. I was about to say, how do you create something that hits heretical, but this is 40K, literally anything can be heretical. You wipe with the wrong hand, it's heretical. Alright. Probably have to... oh, purge, that's what it says. Investigation has led to an excommunicated Adeptus Biologis marked for termination for dabbling in heretical research. We have located his hideout in an abandoned underground facility. It is occupied by a mutant gang supported by Xenos mercenaries. I wish they would actually have... oh wow, they actually are showing me that there are Xenos. I'm shocked, and flabbergasted, and befuddled.
Xenos, demons, heretics. Enact the Emperor's will and purge the universe of their taint. Let hatred be our shield, and their blood our salvation.
Interesting thing I was going to point out is the Medusae. Medusa, whatever. It ends in AE, and I believe it's meant to be a plural at this point, so much like octopuses are octopi, Medusas would be Medusae. But they're not people, they're actually like this weird colony of brain-looking things.
Target in sight.
I had to go on to the Lexicanum to look at that, because I always wondered what was up with them, or the Urgal Wretches, which Urgal Wretches are just another race that's out. Just some Xenos that got scooped up by the Dark Eldar. Drukari just adopting everybody, like, yep, you can join our group of individuals. We're going to experiment on you, but, you know, hey, you can still join. And this is a little old now, but I thought this was absolutely hilarious. So, the Channel Extra Credits did a video about effectively whining about how using good and evil as like a racial trait in any form of literature or game is, you know, it's bad. And of all the sources they used 40K. And they're like, oh yeah, see, in humans, they're able to make good and bad decisions, and that makes them good, while all non-humans are bad. And I'm thinking, humans are supposed to, like, the Empire of Man is supposed to be good? It's a fascist, authoritarian theocracy that's absolutely out of its damn mind and riddled with paranoia. These are not good guys. 40K, everybody sucks. That's kind of the point. And I just had to laugh that someone misses the point so badly of 40K. You know, you can cheer for humanity and hope they win, but you look at, I'd say, the Tyranids. The Tyranids had an instance of, like, the Empire of Man decided, some guys decided, I think it was actually some inquisitorial dudes, decided, hey, we can stop, or at least curb, the Tyranids. What we have to do is eradicate planets. So what they did was they completely obliterated all life on a bunch of planets, including some inhabited by humanity, so that by the time the Tyranids got to other worlds, they would be starved and low on resources and not have the biomass from those worlds. The Inquisitor ended up getting, I believe, executed for heresy. The big point being, some dudes do some really bad stuff. And even though greater good, they did a good thing, they still get punished. Or, I think it's the Flame Phoenixes or something like that. I can never remember the name. Third founding for the Space Marines, if you want to look it up. It's a cursed founding. It's not the Black Dragons, because Black Dragons have they have bone spurs, like giant growths that they use to stab people. But this group, I want to say it's like the Flame Phoenixes, they would create... They could generate flames on their bodies. Effectively psionic flames that could, instead of just send demons back to the warp, would flat out kill them, and it would protect allies. You'd look at that and say, hey, this is a good thing. We can use this as a weapon. I've mentioned this before. And some dumbass Inquisitor looked at it and said, wait, you can do non-normal human thing, even though you're a space marine and already not human and not normal in the slightest? You're a walking tank of a human being, a living beefcake. But, you know, oh man, these one dudes can do some neat pyrotechnic tricks, instantly gets them all obliterated. Just like, nope, traitors, blap, they're all dead. You know, humanity sucks. They do dumb stuff. I mean, yeah, you do get some interesting things. There's no real person to win. I mean, initially the Tau were supposed to be kind of the greater good guys, air quote in there, but nobody liked them. It's probably the best reason to introduce, like, the Ethereals as these mind-controlling psychos, is just nobody cared about the Eldar otherwise. So they're like, ah, crap, we need to do something. We can't make these the good guys. No one is interested. And that's what they came up with. But yeah, you know, the Tau, supposed to be good guys. Not good. It's, of all the things they could have picked. And honestly, they used Dungeons and Dragons as another example. And like, oh, orcs are said to be chaotic evil. And I'm like, yeah, in the monster manual. And you don't have to follow literally anything the monster manual tells you. It's a fantasy RPG where you can create quite literally anything. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. People are stupid and too many people are joining the community, and now the collective intelligence of the group is going down. But, you know, you don't need to follow anything. I DM, and I've sat there and been like, okay, well, you found, you know, my favorite was I had a group find a civilization of gnolls, but they were chaotic, neutral samurai. Even though gnolls are supposed to be chaotic evil, I'm like, I don't care. This is my world. To quote Freddy, welcome to my world, bitch. Actually, I think that was the chick who killed him in Freddy vs. Jason. Yelled that. But either way, you know, welcome to my world. I can make what I want. And I'm genuinely concerned about those people getting into 40K. Because I've seen a few of them. They do not understand that, like the Empire of Man. They're like, oh man, they're fascists. It's like, yeah, they're not good. It's like, well then who is? No one. It's grimdark. Everybody sucks and everything is bad. Now shut up and let me paint my orcs. It's not that deep, not that difficult to understand, but people struggle with basic concepts. Like putting a square peg into a square hole. Some people it's difficult.
Target locked.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
Nah, I get tired of that mentality because it really drags down communities. Like, I bet people will look at characters like the Succubus and be like, why is she scantily clad? It's like, because it's the Dark Eldar. They're BDSM space elves. You don't need any more of an explanation. And I know I've seen it, and I'm sure some of you viewers have seen it, people complaining, why aren't there female Space Marines when it may not be the exact equivalent, but you have the Adeptus Sororitas. I've mentioned it before. The Sisters of Battle are awesome. Anybody who fails to realize they're actually really cool is kinda dumb. Or I have seen the complaint of why there aren't more female Imperial Guard miniature models. And I was thinking, because Games Workshop isn't gonna sit here and make two identical... Like, they're not gonna sit here and either grab bag your models that you have a random allotment of men and women in any guardsman box you pick up. Because that'd be really annoying, especially... I want to say... Is it the Vestroyan Firstborn? Somebody, it's like their firstborn sons. Or it's like an only male army. It's something like that. But so it wouldn't make sense to have women in that aspect. Or when you think about it from a practical standpoint, if you have to present a potentially yearly or however long tithe of troops to the Empire, you likely don't want to send women. Because you need to keep your population up. Otherwise you risk hemorrhaging your sheer number of people, and without people you can't really submit your tithe of troops. And knowing the Empire, they're not gonna go, oh, it's okay, we understand, they're gonna scream heresy and shoot you anyways. Because that's the Empire, they don't care. It is a cold and unfeeling, lumbering behemoth of bureaucracy. Empathy and understanding are pretty low on the list of concerns.
You gave them death generously. My compliments.
That actually kind of timed out pretty well, because I was kind of running out of stuff to continue off from that. So, that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.